Have you ever sold an item on the Steam market and thought, damn, I really don't want a new skin. It'd be nice to just cash this money out. Whether you sold Stockholm stickers when they were climbing or panic sold after they fell, I'm sure many of us can relate to this right now. Unfortunately or fortunately, because it's the only reason something like the CS market can exist, Steam does not have an option to convert Steam balance into any other currency. And when looking at cash prices for something like a Counter-Strike skin, you will notice that third-party services offer these items at significantly lower prices, typically in the ballpark of 30% lower. But that isn't always the case. There are certain ways to get this Steam balance into cash for little to no losses. In some situations, you can even profit. That being said, not everyone wishes to cash out. Instead of buying and selling items, trading sites do exist, and I have a website for that. This video is sponsored by Skinsmonkey, a CS2 trading service where you don't have to worry about the risks that come with cash trading or the sale time of a typical marketplace. All you need to do is sign in through Steam and enter your trade link. With their vast inventory of items, instant trades, and 24/7 chat support, you can obtain the skins that you have been looking for. Any excess balance will be held on your account, and any trade lock skin will be reserved until it is finally available. When depositing balance, they also offer a 30% deposit bonus, but that could be 35% if you use the code Petrie or click the link down below. This extra 5% also has unlimited uses. But there is another bonus that this code provides. The more you trade, the higher your cashback will be, up to $5 on your first trade by reaching $100 of value. Skinsmonkey also offers daily, weekly, and monthly giveaways. Even if you have nothing to trade, Skinsmonkey has something to offer for everyone. The link is in the description if you are interested. To get this out of the way early, the old method of buying Steam Decks and flipping them on eBay or your local marketplace isn't as effective today. People who wanted the Steam Deck already have one. Traders were abusing this method for years, which certainly made a dent on how many of these actually exist. For all the hassle that comes with buying and selling a Steam Deck, this conversion era has mostly come to a close. Not saying it's a bad idea. If you want a Steam Deck, it's way cheaper to buy a third-party skin, sell it on the Steam markets, and then buy it that way. And honestly, with some patience, you can sell your Steam Deck closer to Steam balance value than buying a liquid play skin and selling it on a third-party marketplace. But for all the hassle that comes with not only buying and waiting for your Steam Deck to arrive, but creating a listing and shipping it to a new owner, it's just a lot of trouble for not much upside if your only goal is to cash out. I have to do my favorite method first because it's how I started in Counter-Strike skins, and it's something I still casually do today when I have some balance. This is the terminally online method. One thing you may notice on the front page of the Steam markets is a newly listed tab. Another reason this can be considered the terminally online method is because it requires a lot of ball knowledge. Basically, it's exactly how it looks. Refresh the page and look for items to snipe. Counter-Strike items are the bread and butter, and that is because of stickers and the new addition, charms. The catch is that any true steal that you will find will have to be an instant purchase. As more tournaments and more stickers have been added to the game, I have to check prices more often. In situations where the price is well below what it's worth and I took the time to research, it already sold by the time I tried to purchase. Back in 2016, I had a lot of fun just watching YouTube videos and refreshing the Steam market. While nearly all of the skins were blue laminates, I had amassed about 20 skins with Katowice 2014 stickers applied. Unfortunately, I was a dumb kid that never considered why these stickers were expensive in the first place, and I traded them all away for pennies of overpay. But it was a viable method to make a little bit of money. Due to the clear interest that people have in Stockholm, I am getting the same feeling that I had back in 2016. And despite the massive dip in prices, there's still a relatively healthy market for all of these borderless stickers, even if it's a really bad time for Stockholm right now. But take the good with the bad. If the Stockholm prices are low and people lost faith in them, your odds of finding a good craft for market price just got higher. And of course, there's a large portion of the community that barely engage in the skins market at all, and don't understand that stickers actually can demand overpay. I will give myself 5 minutes of refreshing this page, and I will show you the best item that I found and a breakdown of the return that you could expect. On the off chance that I didn't find anything great, here is a Mac 10 I found when I was putting this video together. Now this skin is listed above market and it's also a souvenir, so you might have skipped over it. But this is where the ball knowledge comes in. The Sean Garris Gold is an extremely sought after sticker, selling for insane prices. Due to this, souvenir skins also sell for quite a bit over market. With a skin like this and a little bit of patience, not only do you not lose 30% converting your balance, you would actually make money flipping it on a third-party marketplace. Now with how vast the sticker market is and how long you might have to refresh to find something good, the new world of charms can make your life easier. For the first time, we have an item that can be applied to skins and removed. Now charms haven't really worked out the way I thought they would, as we don't have any discontinued collections besides the major charms. But because they do come from souvenir packages, the supply will be insane and most of them will never have any true value. But maybe in the future, this could genuinely be a money-making machine. Basically, it's the same concept. Refresh the Steam market until you find a skin listed for market price with a charm applied. Take the charm removal tool and now sell these two items separately. Unfortunately, there just isn't many expensive charms out there today, but with how often you can come across these skins, it's certainly faster than finding a sticker craft that can easily be sold over market. I've also found that there's so many skins with charms still attached getting listed on the market that if I'm being honest, you don't really have to refresh the newly listed page. Just click on a cheap skin that someone would actually use in game, like a Boreal Forest M4A1, and click through a few pages. Odds are, you will find at least one. So the origin of this video idea came from JPick. I made a joke post recently about buying into Paris 2023 sticker capsules, as I was always adamant about avoiding these. And here I am buying them in 2025. But I had a good reason. I sold my EG Hollows on the Steam market as I had little confidence in their price at the time. Boy was I wrong. Regardless, I now had a few $100s of Steam balance, and when comparing the 20-cent Canadian Steam price to the 17-cent Canadian CS float price, at a 15% loss, it's really not that bad. And considering they had recently fallen in price and still existed below their sale price of 35 cents Canadian or 25 cents US, there really wasn't too much risk. They are still the cheapest tournament capsule you can buy and one of the potentially valuable borderless collections in the future despite the insane supply. When I purchased the item, it had newly gained interest that could potentially increase the price by the time it was tradable. The price had recently decreased a few cents when I purchased, and the price for these capsules is so cheap in the first place, there's really no risk of them falling any further. Apply that checklist to other items in the game in the future, and you will be alright. Even today, I had a smaller payment from Skinsmonkey from them sponsoring these recent videos, and we agreed that balance on their site was the simplest form of payment. I didn't find anything that I loved, so I picked up an M4A1 Vaporwave with 4 Fluxo Paris Hollows. I used the same process for deciding on this skin that will likely get converted to cash in a couple weeks, or maybe I wait for the gallery case to get removed. Who knows? But the future for this skin looks good, so this is how I'm going to convert my money. Long story short, you can buy an Op Asimov or an M4 print stream as easy liquidity to sell at a significant loss. Or, if you poke around a little bit, consider what could potentially see an increase in value short term, and compare the prices, you can bring those losses down a significant margin. Next is for the buy order enjoyers. It goes without saying that if you're buying a liquid skin to flip for cash, please place a buy order and wait a few minutes instead of buying whatever listing you find. But there are two other ways that you can get a little bit more out of your buy orders. First is what we mentioned before with stickers and charms. A recent example for me would be Glock candy apples that I've still been purchasing as the Italy collection has been removed, and I consider these a genuine investment opportunity. The side effect of purchasing a fairly low value item that dropped in the game for 11 years, which also sees frequent use as a play skin, is that you see some interesting examples coming through your buy orders. I had recently burned through some more Steam balance through buy orders on these, and out of the 40 that I purchased, here are some of the interesting examples. One with a Stockholm 2021 Godsent Hollow on the handle. Sadly on the handle, and sadly Stockholm prices have already hit the floor. But if I really wanted to wait, I could get a bit of overpay. There was also one that came with a charm. That's a little bit of free money. One with 3-phase Krakow papers on it. These crafts are a dime a dozen, so not really worth any overpay. But if I wanted to wait, I could get a little extra. One with a Shanghai Tri-Gold, and one that is just a complete monstrosity. I think one thing that I've learned through buy orders of cheap collection skins is that custom sticker placement is a mistake. As you can see, nothing amazing. But still, it's a little bit extra if that's what you're looking for. Buy orders cannot be sniped by other users or bots, so maybe you do get an insane skin through a buy order. You only know when the order has been fulfilled. For a less gambly approach, there's always the sit and wait buy order game. For many items, whether it's a skin that no one remembers, an old sticker that doesn't have a cult following, or niche items like Operation Graffitis, the gap between the lowest listed item and the highest buy order is usually quite high. In terms of forgotten stickers, I own a lot of Fnatic Atlanta 2017 hollows, so I do check in on prices here and there to see if I would ever consider selling a few. For the longest time, buy order prices on Steam were the same price as what the lowest listed on CS Float was worth. Unfortunately, buy orders have crept up recently. Now how long would it take to fulfill said buy order, then sell the item on CS Float without dropping the price by a significant margin? Probably long enough that you would question why it's still in your inventory. But if the goal is to squeeze out balance to the best of your ability without degenning skins you could snipe or doing a ton of research, you can just place a buy order and walk away. When it gets fulfilled, list it for your desired price and walk away. It may be slow and painful, but it certainly isn't demanding. You just need to consider the opportunity cost. And now onto things that I've either never attempted, or there's so much variance there's no example I could give that would be somewhat relevant even by the time this video goes up. First, what I wanted to learn for years now but never attempted is abusing trade-ups. Something that can be found often is that a higher tier item gets hyped up, but the skins a tier below stay stable. For example, some of the bank collection skins have seen significant increases in value since their removal, but the skins selling a few tiers below have not. The loss that you would see from a trade up using this collection has significantly decreased, and eventually there will be a point where spamming trade ups from this collection would be profitable if the lower tier items remain where they are now. That's why I own all of these. I am waiting for the day when their price is forced to increase. I know that there is entire communities and people notable for their knowledge around this method of creating 100% profitable trade-ups, but I am not one of them. Next would be other games and services on Steam that can be flipped. Rust has existed as liquidity for traders in the past, but I know very little about Rust items, and the world of Steam trading cards is a complete mystery to me. But there are people who spend their days playing these systems. I will provide references of people that seem to be into that kind of thing, and can provide way more information than I can. There is one common answer that you will get when you ask about the best way to convert Steam balance to cash. Basically, the answer is to find out yourself. Anyone who has a trade up or an item that they abuse will never tell you, as too many people playing with the prices instantly ruins the opportunity that once existed. I hope you can get some mileage out of hearing me yap about the various ways you can save a little bit of money compared to just buying a liquid skin for market value, and the parameters that you can use to hopefully choose an item that won't tank before the trade lock is done. This market changes constantly. the best way to convert your balance is something that you have to find for yourself.